Hey guys, back with the 29 gallon. Over the last, I would say about year, I've been building and learning, doing quite a bit of additions and lost a few corals, I've lost a few fish, and I think it's about time that I do a review on the products that I'm using, the food that I'm feeding, and how it's working for me. Essentially, guys, what I'm doing is the bare minimum, and I've had wonderful success. There are some SPS corals I just cannot seem to keep. Some of the acros don't like my tank. As you can see, I do have a yellow acro in the upper left corner and another couple different types of acros, a green and another yellow one on the bottom right. Most of the tank is LPS dominant. Torch corals, hammer corals, Duncans, zoanthids. I have several chalices, a lot of GSPs, Recordia mushrooms, very large colony of bird's nests that started, if you look back in my videos, was very small. Want to go over what I'm doing right now. At this point, I'm running a Fluval 306 canister filter, and I'm running carbon and live rock in the canister filter. That's it, guys. Just the Fluval brand 100-gram bags of carbon and some live rock rubble in the trays. I change that about once every month. I'm also running in the top right corner of the tank the BioCube protein skimmer with the wooden air stone. It works great. I have no refugium. I am dosing. What I dose here in my system is the Bionic 2-part system, alkalinity and calcium, and that's it. 7.5 milliliters per day. For salt, I use Instant Ocean Reef crystals. I do a water change approximately once every 2 weeks, 20%. So I go ahead and do about 6 gallons out of this 30-gallon tank every 2 weeks. A lot of my zinnias I've pruned away because they grow out of control. I've fragged several of my corals and they are now in my dad's 20-gallon. For water movement, I am using one Coralia 750 power head, you can see in the top left, and also the flow coming out of my Fluval canister filter. For my lighting system, I have two 24-inch T5 high output fixtures. One of the fixtures has a KZ Super Blue and a KZ 10,000 Kelvin bulb. The other fixture has the KZ Purple Plus bulb. 3 24-watt bulbs in 2 fixtures. Those are the same lights I've ran since day one. I've been using them since February and I have not changed out bulbs. My corals are thriving, as you can see. I just wanted to show you guys you don't need the sump system and all the crazy protein skimmers and dosing pumps and auto top off. Everything I do is manual. I have no dosing pumps, no auto top off. I'm running a 200-watt heater in my display, the protein skimmers in my display. I also run a small ball of chaeto algae in the back corner of my tank. And I have that in there because I do see some cyanobacteria starting to pop up in my tank occasionally. In my display, like I said, I'm running some macroalgae. It tends to keep down the algae from growing on the glass and any algae on the rocks. If you can take a look, you do not see any cyanobacteria in my tank, nor have you in quite a few months. I was starting to lose some of my corals, and the problem was as I was feeding them marine snow. It wasn't a good food supplement for my corals. I found that the best 2 food supplements for my tank, and I started feeding these about 2 months ago, and my tank has just thrived incredibly, guys. I'm running Kent Marine Microvert, and I dose every day after my lights shut down and all the feeding polyps come out of my coral. I also target feed my SPS 3 times a week. I'm also feeding Reef Nutrition's Phyto Feast, and I just feed that occasionally. It's not an everyday thing or a process. Whenever I feel like putting some in there. I've had this bottle for about 2 months and it's just about gone, so I don't use it too often. But that's all I'm feeding, guys. I hope this helps you out, and in a sense I hope it brings some of the others that are doubtful about getting into the marine reef aquarium hobby due to the fact they think they need to have a sump and a large protein skimmer and reactors and things like that. You can do it, guys. You can have a tank that thrives without going the distance with all of that. This setup, all in all, from day one, I would say, not including fish or corals, cost me right around $1,000. That includes the filter, the tank, the stand, all of my light bulbs, my fixtures, the skimmer, everything you guys see in process. Now if you want to get into the corals, that's a whole nother story. That's quite a bit of extra money. But in the end, guys, you can frag them out, sell them to your reef buddies, give them away, kind of pay it forward, which is what I like to do. Really great for people to get into the hobby that don't know a whole lot about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy reefing.